4,995 pounds, a Shamrock 233S coming in on trade, barely used here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And if you're looking at it, if you watch a lot of our Haylett RV videos, you're going, wait a minute, this looks and sounds a whole lot like the Rockwood 233S triple hybrid with Dinette slide that you carry there at Haylett RV. There's a very good reason for that. A very common question people ask, what is the difference between Rockwood and Flagstaff? The best way I found to describe it, it's the exact same difference as a left Twix and a right Twix, and it really is just that simple. So this is their first camper. They owned it very briefly, used it very little, and just decided the hybrid concept maybe not the ideal fit for them, and they swapped it out for that beautiful gray wolf right there with a private bunkhouse and big camp kitchen. And considering this thing is late model and was not used a lot, the inside looks basically brand new. And that's, again, really kind of the message here, is it's about as close as you're going to get to a new RV, technically used, but, you know, used price tag and something that you're just saving the new RV price tag is what's going on here. So you've got that big, deep Dinette slide. It gives it a nice, large living space, and you can see they're very good about seating in this model. Now, with that table being free-floating, it opens up a lot of opportunities. So you could take that table outside for picnic time. You could use this like a U-lounge. It can fold down into a big 7-foot sleeper. You can sleep just so many people in here. It's crazy. Also, you could very easily shift that table kind of like up front to be a little kind of table in front of that bed, or like a coffee table in front of the sofa, all kinds of things. Now the sofa also folds down into an extra sleeping space. There's storage below it, which is accessible from outside. And then under all three beds, you have about a 6-inch deep storage cabinet. Little things Rockwood's also good at here, like in a hybrid camper, it's not easy to be CPAP friendly, and they're very good about putting power outlets near the beds themselves, and sometimes like this, a stand where you could set a phone or something like that. But you see this white thing sticking up right here? Well, these are 60 by 80 queen beds that also have heating elements built into them, so if you're looking for some spring fall camping, you can keep yourself comfy. I did not do a good job of setting that up right there, obviously. That white bundle of fabric is like a over the bed little storage hanger I've jokingly referred to as the baby hammock in the past. Handy way to get some extra cargo capacity out of one of these. Now, in both the bathroom and here in the living room, you will find the larger like XL vent fans for that really, really good airflow. And what's really cool about these things is they also have from the factory level a like a max air roof vent cover above them. Now, just past that, you see two AC ducts, because this actually has a double ducted centralized air system, which in effectively a one-room RV, although the bathroom's technically separate, but basically a one-room, one-cabin camper, having central air like that will keep this thing a lot more comfortable, more evenly and more easily. This is a fairly late generation Shamrock, I can tell, because a couple things, like as I spin around here, when we look at part of the kitchen, you see that is a 8 cubic foot fridge freezer. Until very recently, these always had a 6 cubic foot fridge, so that is one way I can tell this is a newer generation. Good slide side breeze windows. You can see the shades are doing a good job keeping the sunshine out of there. All pocket screwed cabinetry, and this is the maple hardwood cabinet door upgrade, by the way. DVD Bluetooth player above, and it does have an HDMI input. A lot of brands have adopted that. Rockwood was the first to standardize it in this class, so if you want to plug in like a Roku stick, you can. TV faces that front bed, but it's on a double swing arm pivot mount, so if you want it to face the dinette or the sofa, you can. The TV can also dismount and be used outdoors. When I mentioned an outdoor TV and grilling prep area, that's where this TV can go outside. And I don't use trick fisheye camera lenses. If you've noticed, the ceiling looks a little bubbled. It is vaulted. This does have a little like 2.5 inch mini vault to it, which makes the whole thing look and feel a little bit nicer. And one of the things this floor plan has always done surprisingly well is give us a respectable amount of kitchen storage and prep space in a hybrid camper that normally just doesn't have very much. And in addition to that good prep space, you may also notice this has a little bit larger 22-inch oven versus a more common 16. So you actually want to get like a chicken in there and cook it, you can. You know, it's more than just a cookie biscuit cooker. It can actually do some work. Solid surface countertop is something you don't find a lot of in the hybrid market. That is standard here in the Rockwood, or by extension, you know, Shamrock sister series. And between the recessed stainless sink and the sink covers and stove covers, you've got some prep area here. Now, Obviously, you can't be cooking and washing dishes and using prep area at the same time, but that's where that floating table comes into play. But again, space is really at a premium in this RV, and I think they did a good job making every space do at least 2 things, if not more. And that full dedicated pantry right there, directly across from that little bit larger fridge, is very, very awesome. The flooring is carpetless. The flooring is ventless. And as I mentioned before, under all 3 beds, you can see there's about a 6-inch deep storage area. Actually, maybe closer to 8-9 inches. Again, all 3 beds, 60 by 80 queens. They all have their little privacy shades. They all have their little, I jokingly refer to as baby hammocks. Oh, above the beds, if I take a step back here, I forgot to open these up. There is storage all the way under this dinette. And over here, we've got a handy drawer. And what these are, these are the 3 hanging bunk light fan combo jobs and the other 2 heated bed controllers right there. So all of the original factory hardware is here. It is present. It is accounted for. Very private rear bed on these, which is also kind of nice. And now, Rockwood's always done very good bathrooms. And one of the things they've always done very well, anytime they can, is include extra dedicated storage right in their bathrooms, as you can see they've done. So if you forget to grab a towel, you don't have to walk out naked holding your junk in front of your kids. You know, I know that sounds kind of crude when I say it, but you know what I mean. Like, it's embarrassing, and you're like, oh, somebody bring me a towel, and now you don't have to do that. Another of those big vent fans, and if you look, you see how they look super duper clean, brand new? It's because they just weren't used. That's the recurring trend here. Like the shower, the sink, everything in this is gleaming. This was their first camper, and they liked it, but they wanted something a little more as they swapped into that Super Slide private bunkhouse Grey Wolf here at Haylett RV. And I mean, once again, I could flip stuff open, like stovetop, never used. Oven, never used. It, like I said, it is as close to new as used as ever really gonna get. Back outside, the trend of everything looking great just continues. I can't see anything here that concerns me. You've got a good size, I mean, the biggest power awning that you really put on it. LED lighting below, anti-slam door, big entry handle, the MORryde steps, even a little solar prep plug over here for some little, you know, kind of like 10 amp trickle charging of your batteries. Power tongue jack on the front, doing the heavy lifting for you. All 3 of the bed ends looking absolutely fantastic. I haven't found any concerns spotting there. They've got the easy reach locks so that, you know, you don't have to be 10 foot tall and grab a stool to get up there to lock and unlock everything. You can see that you have sliding slide side windows, kind of tricky to say, for cross breeze airflow. Everything else will be frameless. It's just, I would normally say Rockwood doing Rockwood things, but again, this is the sister clone of a Rockwood. So same things. All of our baggage doors are going to have magnet holdbacks, which is nice. Still has the same 4-wheel, completely independent torsion axles and suspension system. If you don't know what all that means, this is easily the most expensive suspension system used in the towable RV industry, and it is very arguably the best. Some of the most expensive trailers out there all use it, and here you're finding it in a hybrid camper, which is very uncommon, frankly. And the way that it handles stress differently is like if you're going around a really sharp corner, it will help the trailer stay flat and level and track behind you instead of kind of pulling you off the road. There is an outside little camp shower below that side bed as well that does have hot and cold water. Spare tire on the back, never seen the light of day below that hard shell cover. And I am noticing a backup camera here. Now, very often as I'm recording these, like I'm very proactive. The moment I see a trailer roll in, I'm out here with the camera. I've got a pretty good idea what I'm looking at. There are sometimes some fine details, some minutia of which I'm not aware. Like that camera. I do not know at the time of this filming if that is intended to stay with this RV or if that will in a few minutes be transferred over to their new Grey Wolf, which has the same backup camera prep. That is one of those things that if you're curious about that, if that's important to you, give our team a call before you drive all the way here, before you know, put money down on it, and just ask a quick question, and we can get you a quick answer. I just didn't have that information available at the time. Now, I mentioned we would talk about outside TV and grill prep station. That's right here. That indoor TV can dismount and mount on that top bracket. This is all set for a grill or griddle. I have not located one in this RV, so I don't believe there is one coming with it currently. Black tank flush over here as well. Even little things like the little, you know, bug screen for the furnace intake and exhaust to keep the bugs from flaring out the system. Everything on this looks right. I don't see anything that really gives me any concern. So, guys, if you're looking for a pretty much new RV at a used price tag, If you've been looking at that 233 Rockwood on our site, and maybe it's just a bit beyond your budget range or something, jump all over this. Because at the time of this filming, it is tax return season, people. And our used RV market gets absolutely annihilated so quickly this time of year. I'm not a high pressure guy. So my message is take all the time you need, but need all the time you take. Because if you want to look at this today and consider buying it tomorrow, somebody else might have looked at it yesterday and plans on buying it today. It happens all the time. Here, there, everywhere. That's just what happens this time of year. So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy haylet camping, everyone. We'll see you soon.